Give them a few minutes for a couple of people to jump in here, Cornelius, and then we're going to be ready to go. We are live, so any frowning, anything you might be saying, smiling, or whatever, it is being recorded. It's being recorded. Okay, Cornelius, we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you guys, we greatly appreciate it if you're coming in right now. I'm actually over in South Alexandria. I'm just going to say we're in the area of Augusta and 10th Street, and I'm talking to a gentleman. His name is Mr. Cornelius White. And Mr. White, how you doing today?
How you doing there, Big Bad Jack?
Oh, you're going to call me Big Bad. I ain't bad. That's you. That's you, Cornelius. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here, Cornelius. You know, in the Alexandria City Council meetings, quite a few times, you've been shut, been asked to say, hey, you can't say anything. And I know you have a lot of concerns over here regarding the Alexandria utility crisis. What you want to say today?
Okay, Jack, and to all your Facebook followers on UrbanCast, this is ridiculous. Mayor Roy came in here, promised that he would help people and stuff like that. I've been paying $600 a month on my utility bill, but I had a water problem, and they can clearly see it. $500 sewer, $500 of water, so that's $1,000 a month. I didn't have the money to fix it, and I still don't have the money to fix it. But if you look at my electric bill and you look at my gas bill during the summer months when it was the hottest and it got 100 degrees in my house and stuff like that, I just survived on fans, and like I said, I didn't worry about cutting the gas on. My gas was like $10 to $20 a month, and my electric was like $20 to $30 a month during the hottest part of the summer and everything. But I have a water problem that I couldn't take care of, and I need some help.
You need some help. So Cornelius, I had an opportunity to take a look at your utility bill, and clearly you can see via the charts that you consume the minimum amount of gas and electricity during the hottest part of this past summer. I mean, and clearly on that bill, it was a high water bill and an extremely high sewer bill. Because I think the one we look at is about the sewer portion is almost $700 and some odd dollars, and the water was like $500 or $600 and some odd dollars. So, I think you've been trying to articulate this to the city of Alexandria, but you've not getting any. It's like you're talking to deaf ears when you're talking to them. And when you look at this, is no rhyme or reason why your utility bill should be really off at this point. Because if you look at the problem that you had with water and sewer, if we would just do the correction on that, it'll bring your bill into a very manageable area, and then you could actually afford. How much is the city asking you to pay for right now to get your lights back on, Cornelius?
Total $3,300 to get it back on.
And it's primarily the problem is because of a water and a sewer issue that you didn't have the money to pay. Now, do you mind me asking you, Cornelius, you're on a fixed income, right?
Yes, sir. All I get is my Social Security check, and it's $1,245 a month.
All right. And your utility bill would have been very manageable, and you would have been able to manage it given everything is going on right now. But you can't manage it right now because you needed a plumber to get the water fixed, and then of course that would drop the sewer down as well. So Cornelius, what else would you have to say to the city right now? Because your situation is even more unique than a lot of other situations. You did every single thing that was right to conserve energy. Yeah, to conserve energy. what else would you say? Because I mean, I'm looking at your electricity. I wish I could have been as disciplined as you and had a $50 electric bill and a $50 in gas, and you kept yours down even below that, right?
Yes, sir.
Over the summer months, right?
Well, being trained as a military police officer in combat duty and stuff, we're taught to conserve things and adapt and overcome. And so because of my military police training and stuff, I knew that I could, as long as the meals were cooked, I could eat them cold. So I've been eating cold meals so I wouldn't have the heat up in the house. We're using the gas and stuff like that, my gas stove and all like that. And like I said, I knew I couldn't run my air conditioner because under Restore, I had to pay $200 plus whatever my utility bill. People have wanted to give me window units and everything. They said, you won't be able to survive this summer, Mr. White, without no air conditioning. I said, well, we'll see. But the winter is when people mostly get killed from the cold. And
Right.
So if I don't have any help, I'll probably freeze to death in this house.
Right.
And
especially if the gas is currently still on at this point, right?
And water.
The gas and water. Yeah,
but
both.
They should have cut the water to me than anything, because that's where the problem was at.
Right.
But they cut that, so I can't keep any food or anything like that. So all my food went bad. And it's just ridiculous. It's like they want to starve me out. Now, I complain up there at the city council meeting because we don't have a right to speak. And 20 years ago, right when Roy came in, all that stuff changed because you could speak up there on any issue that you wanted to. But Roy told them councilmen, look, I don't want the people speaking out against me or against y'all, so y'all come up with this policy where they got to go and sign up and this and that, or tell us what you're talking about and all like that. All these other cities and towns and stuff like that, you can see them on the internet.
Right.
They don't have all of this stuff. That's a violation of the Constitution.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad Shy with Project Enough is going around. I hope she gets, and prays that she gets the 6,000 signatures or more to recall Jim Ballard, Mayor Roy, and Lee Rubin, because they don't need to be in office anymore because they don't care nothing about vets.
Right.
We got a vet up there, too. He doesn't care nothing about vets. I tried to talk to him after the meeting. He said, I don't want to talk to you. Mr. Gary Johnson.
Ah, Gary Johnson said he didn't want to talk to you?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I'm a vet.
And you're a
vet.
vet.
He said he cares about vets. But he hadn't been over here.
He hadn't been over here. Well, you know, I'm a veteran as well, Cornelius, and you know, and I understand, you know, and you would just think that, you know, we would have the ability to have some compassion in this city, and we would be doing something to try to, you know, get to a better understanding of what's going on and what everybody is facing out here. And clearly, you've done every single thing that you need to do. You're civically involved, and because it appeared that you are civically engaged in our government process, you get singled out and attacked.
Well, like I said, 20 years ago, I tried to speak out about the deaths at the VA and then my problem at the U.S. Bureau of Prisons at Oakdale, and that was a problem. And that's when they voted saying that nobody could speak on anything but what the council wanted to speak on. Like I said, I hope one day maybe the ACLU or some of these other freedom organizations on the right and the left will come to Alexandria, because that's a violation, like I said, of the Constitution, of the U.S. Constitution, what they're doing to us.
Well, you know, since you're saying that, you know, I think about almost a week ago, there was a ball water advisory for this area, you know, right over here in this area.
I didn't know about it.
No, you didn't know about it, and nor did anybody in the city of Alexandria know about it. The only thing they knew about was the fact that it was a ball water advisory that was lifted. After it was over with, right. And so, you know, so the communication, and, you know, that was one of the things that was brought up in the council meeting this last week, you know, about how poor the communication is and inadequate communication is that's coming from the administration, coming from the council to the public. The public just don't know a damn thing about what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know, and everybody Jim Villard, the first thing that come out of his mouth at the Halloween council meeting, which we had tricks and treats there, but Mayor Hall has been gone for God knows months. So this isn't Mayor Hall's fault. This is strictly Mayor Roy's fault, not Mayor Hall. And he tried to blame Mayor Hall for this whole thing. This isn't Mayor Hall's program. This is Mayor Roy's program and the city council's program. So it's wrong to blame Mayor Hall.
Right. So because the responsibility's got to stop with the leaders who said, hey, they swore to protect our city, right? Right.
Project, like I said, Restore has been a sham, boondoggle, or whatever you want to call it. And, I was so glad that Cynthia Perry admitted she should have never voted for this. She was the only one that said that. The rest of them were silent. And silence speaks a whole lot.
Right.
I remember last year, a city councilman said, and I don't know which one it was, I can pay $5,000 a month. I said, well, that's fine. I can't pay no $5,000 a month utility bill, but I guess he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Right.
Well, Cornelius, I appreciate you for speaking up and speaking out in this matter. And the crazy, the sad thing about this thing, Cornelius, is this is so many people. Like on a day-to-day basis, we're getting 5 to 10 messages about, the struggles that people are having, folk are having to stay in hotels, folk that, the only thing they can do is create more bills and putting stuff on a credit card. And, and they don't have the luxury of their home to actually live in. The other thing is, as you're driving through many of the areas in Alexandria right now, you hear the generators running and to think about just how sad that is. The other thing that you talk about is, I cover some of the fires that are going on, and it's obvious extension cords are running from one house to another house to try to help. It's amazing that the neighbors are stepping in and helping the way that they are helping, but on the same token, it's creating a hazard. It's creating a fire hazard. So it'll be a very interesting thing to do a query from the Alexandria Fire Department and find out how many of these fires have been started because of a fault, because of the electricity to somebody's home was turned off. Right.
Look, Jack, I want to tell y'all one more thing.
Go ahead.
Shakola Jones, I tell you, she's something else. And when she came to the meeting, which I hope everybody can watch either on UrbanCast or on the Alexandria City website.
That's if they put it up, right?
Yes, if they put it up, because they don't put up the meetings, and they're supposed to be putting up the meetings because that's a public meeting. By the public meetings law, all public meetings should be posted. And so she came up with all this stuff, and the city councilmen were just amazed because I looked at their eyes. And she said, well, y'all doing this wrong, that wrong, and she quoted whatever statute and all like that. So people, please help Shakola Jones and Project Enough. We need to get rid of those 3 men, Mayor Roy, Lee Rubin, and Jim Villard. They all need to go.
So, all right.
God bless you, and thank you so much, Jack.
You're welcome. I appreciate you speaking out. And for anybody else that's out there, before I get ready to end this live, if anybody else want to tell their story, just send us a message on to the page, and we'll definitely try to make sure that the public hear the struggles that you guys are going through. Again, Cornelius, I want to say thank you. And
I want to say one more.
One more. Go ahead. Go for it, man. I ain't gonna chop you off like they do you at the city council.
If anybody can help me, there's been a rumor around, and maybe it's the city council that started, or somebody saying, I got $1 million from my parents, or I got hundreds of thousands of dollars. My parents didn't have all that. They were frugal and everything and all like that, but they didn't have that by the time they passed and everything. Because my dad went through 2 bouts of cancer. My mom ended up dying of cancer. Of course, my dad died of COVID-19. A Korean War vet that fought against the Communist Chinese, and the Communist Chinese took him out.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, the thing I'd say, Cornelius, is the fact that 55% of the people in the parish of Rapides can't make ends meet every month. We're struggling. And when you couple that with the poverty that you have in Alexandria, I'm pretty sure you probably have 70 to 80% of the people in the city of Alexandria are struggling, you know, and so, you know, we can't, you know, you just can't look at the outside of a cover and tell what's going on in the inside, you know, because anytime you learn that, you know, 3,600, 800, 900 people lights have been ordered to be disconnected. Thousands of people have been ordered to be disconnected. I mean, we got a problem. And because, you know, and, you know, and for all practical purposes, we got to figure out, you know, what we're doing, if it's the right thing that we're doing it, you know.
Well, like I said, people are coming up to me because they see me on your site, UrbanCast, and they see me on the city council's website, and they come up, man, they just rolled me in to Restore, Mr. White. And I never applied for Restore. And I applied for it, and they still did me wrong. And like I said, they never explained Restore, the mayor or the council. I had to learn about it from the utility department. And they said that plus on there, Mr. White, isn't to help you. That plus is $200 plus whatever your regular utility bill is.
Right.
And it was never explained.
No, it wasn't. It was a dismal explanation of what was going on. I mean, it was really, I don't know if inadequate, dismal, whatever word you want to use. It was a extremely poor communication plan that went at explaining what Restore was. You know.
I hope you interview some more people, Jack.
Okay.
Some of those poor women. Some of them were veterans too. I knew Celestine Gaines. She was in the military and stuff, and it was a shame. Her CPAP machine was going to be cut off because she couldn't pay and stuff like that. And she needs that CPAP machine. And that's a shame to hear that they're cutting off people that need either oxygen or anything like that. Once that power is cut off, there's no oxygen. You know what's going to happen then.
And the only thing I've heard, the stories around that, if you have a problem, call 911. You know, that shows so much compassion. It's like we don't have nobody with any compassion in leadership at the city of Alexandria.
None at all.
All right. Well, listen, Cornelius, I appreciate you taking the time, man, and you have a great evening here.
You too. God bless you, Jack. Love UrbanCast.
All right, man. Appreciate that.